Hello, everybody. We're live for Change My Mind Nerd Edition. I'm so excited to be here with my man, Jody. Jody, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's good? How everybody is doing? It's Popcorn Planet, Jody's Corner collaboration effort. I'm happy to be here.
Always happy to be here. Here we are, both on screen. But bam, we're about to change our mind. Oh man, I didn't adjust that graphic. That's not. It's not changed. It's not Brad and Jen tonight. Let me close that. There we go. Tonight I had a topic, and then I saw this news story, and I just changed it like that because I thought, you know what, I'm more into this topic even more. The way this show works is we go through the news headlines of the week. I state my opinion. Jody may state his, and then we try to change each other's mind to make sure we agree on things. Or if we don't agree, then we're okay, disagreeing. But sometimes it's fun to debate back and forth some of these headlines. And the first one that came out today, or that just came out, was one I just instantly got passionate about. And it seems like an unpopular opinion, perhaps, but I want to get straight to it because I got a bunch of fun topics. We're going to talk about The Mandalorian first. We're going to talk about justice for Han. We're going to talk about justice for Johnny Depp, since we're talking about justice. We're going to talk about 20th Century Fox is now 20th Century Studios. I got a lot of feelings about all this stuff, and I assume you do as well, Jody.
Naturally.
So let's get to it. So first up, hold on, let me get my I had everything ready, and then it somehow didn't get ready. Here it is. Let's get to the first story of the show. Here we go. Boom. The Mandalorian spin-offs might be coming to Disney Plus in the future. So look, first off, you might go, well, yeah, cool. I love The Mandalorian. You love The Mandalorian, right, Jody?
I do.
Why would we? I mean, are you into the idea of spin-offs coming from The Mandalorian?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, seems
Sure,
like
why not?
why not? So Bob Iger revealed that spin-offs are a distinct possibility for Disney Plus. It seems that the plan is to bring even more new characters in the live-action Star Wars series, then possibly spin them off into their own shows. He said it sounds like two distinct things are in the works for The Mandalorian. One is that the series will be bringing in familiar Star Wars characters for future seasons. The other is that those characters could spin off into their own distinct shows. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. Mandalorian's a big hit, bringing these familiar characters. Yada yada yada. So there's not an actual direct quote. It seems. He says here the priority in the next few years is television. Iger said at the first quarter 2020 results. Mandalorian season 2 is coming October, and then more from Mandalorian thereafter. So look, infusing it with more characters and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of series, yada yada. All right, so look, that's my problem. Like, where do we get in this problem in the first place with Disney bought Star Wars? We got in this problem when they started with the spin-offs. We got in this problem when they made Solo. Rogue One was sort of like, all right, well, we're making like a new story. It's kind of cool. All right, I could see where Rogue One started, but then it's like, all right, let's do Kenobi. Oh, that didn't work. Let's do Boba Fett. That didn't work. Then they made Mandalorian. My point is this idea of these spin-offs. It's so lazy. It's so lazy, and it just they smell one hit in The Mandalorian, which to me I love because they're taking new chances. They put it in the world we know. And then they're like, we're going to mix it up and do something different. We're going to make it feel like Kung Fu or some of those old style shows, but it's going to be new characters that you don't know yet, and we're going to see them on their own new journeys and introduce new figures and things. For them to just constantly resort to, all right, who's a hit? Let's spin them off and make a new thing. It's just reeks of money, desperation, and lack of plan. They're literally like, we don't know what we're doing. Wait, The Mandalorian's working? Great. How many people can you put in there, Favreau, that we can then spin off and make 4 more shows? It's just, there's no balls anymore in this industry. There's no balls anymore to like make an original Star Wars character and then like they're gonna bring back all the like young Luke Skywalker. It'd be Return of the Jedi. We're just like, can we move forward? Can we move forward and create new pockets of a huge, tremendous galaxy of characters we haven't met yet? Jody, change my mind.
I agree with the last part that you said about there not being balls in Hollywood and stuff, but I think that you might be overacting a bit. Don't you? While I do understand that there's a lack of creativity with Star Wars, but you bring up look, Rogue One made over $1 billion. That's $1 billion film that made that huge success off of how they got the Death Star plans from the rebels. Like, I mean, the most smallest little minuscule thing they turned into something great and epic. And then if we look at the television shows, what about the Clone Wars though? What about the Clone Wars and Rebels? All those are spin-offs. And it has lots of canon elements that filled in the original trilogy and filled in a lot of the prequels, like characters like Ahsoka and Mace Windu and General Grievous and Anakin. there's a lot of meat there. So what you're saying is freak these spinoffs, but without the spinoffs like Clone Wars, Rebels, and Rogue One, we wouldn't have most of the meat that the universe has even today. Now, I do agree that we need to go into different places. Like, there's the Old Republic that you could get into. There's a lot of awesome things you could get into with that. But I don't necessarily think that, making spinoffs with Mandalorian is a bad idea, bro, because Mandalorian, like you admitted, and I think is a good show.
Well, you could argue Mandalorian's a spinoff, right? I mean, we could argue that. I guess let me clarify what I'm saying. I don't want Frasier. I don't want there to be Frasers. Do you know what I'm saying? Where Cheers, when I call it spin-off, it's like, of course, the universe is huge. There's pockets of the timeline that Clone Wars and things did where they're like, all right, we're going to focus on this era of Star Wars and we're going to build it out with new characters. Sure.
Well, if you're talking
technically,
about
that's a spin-off. But they're saying they're going to create new characters that are going to then become spin-offs. Characters you know and love, new whatever. That is what I'm like. It just makes my skin crawl. Like, so what? We're going to do Baby Jabba next? And to quote one of our thank you AKF Bard, AFK Bard, let's get that Disney's Muppet Yoda Babies cartoon going. Like, honestly, that feels like that's what they're resorting to. Thank you for support, AFK Bard. But it's true. Like, I wouldn't put it past them now. Like, okay, well, let's do baby Star Wars Muppet Babies, where they'll put them all together. That's my point of just like, you can't just constantly just create characters knowing we're making these characters to spin them off for bigger successes. That to me is where we're getting in trouble, because sure, you could argue Rogue One, Clone Wars, fair. You got me there. But I guess I don't consider them spin-offs. Do you know what I say when I say Frasier? It's like Cheers, right? Frasier was the therapist at the Cheers bar.
They're definitely spin-offs, though. They're spin-offs of episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. So I guess fair. I don't want to get lost in the technicalities. Also, your Skype froze again. I don't want to get lost in the technicalities of, is it a spinoff? Fair. It's a spinoff. I guess I don't want character spinoffs. I don't want to see like the Frasier Crane. I don't want to see who's the character. I don't want to see I Have Spoken. I don't want to go like meet that guy and then suddenly it's time to go to his valley and now it's time to watch him do all his stuff. That just seems like, why? That
guy is cool, though, you got to admit.
Sure, but put him. He's in The Mandalorian. Why would I want more of him and when I have him in The Mandalorian?
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, but still, if you're talking about characters that are in The Mandalorian that are spinning off into other shows, like, say, Gina Carano's character, are you talking about, like, characters that were in The Mandalorian, like Gina Carano getting their own show?
Sure. I mean, and as Master Penguin here is saying, like, Jar Jar Binks spinoff.
I don't want that shit either. I don't want that. No, I thought you were talking about spin-offs of Star Wars that we've seen.
No,
any Star Wars
character spin-offs. That's what he's saying here.
Spin-offs.
He's talking specifically about Mandalorian include the possibility of infusing it with more characters and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of series. That is what I'm reacting to. So he's specifically characters.
Are these characters you're talking about, do they have to come from the Mandalorian show and nowhere else?
Yeah, he's saying season 2 of The Mandalorian will have more characters. So that is what I'm specifically arguing about.
I cannot change your mind. I cannot change your mind because I agree with you. Then no. You mean no. They did not introduce enough interesting characters in The Mandalorian show that warrant a spinoff besides Baby Yoda. That's it. No one else.
I wouldn't watch a Baby Yoda series either, as much as I love him. That would be ridiculous.
I would watch a Baby Yoda series on a planet of other Yodas doing their Yoda thing.
He can't even talk.
That's why I said other Yodas. Just go to the planet of the Yodas.
You want to watch this? All you do for half hour? No, you don't.
Yeah, bro. And going on missions and shit, bro. Watching them doodle. Have you ever seen two Yodas argue? That shit got to be funny.
I mean, I would. Okay, fine. I'm lying. Of course, I would watch that. Of course, I'm too curious to not watch that. Of course,
I can't change your mind. I agree with you.
You can't change. But you're right. We all watch the Baby Yoda series just out of like a car crash. Like you can't turn your eyes away. It just seems like how could you sustain it unless it's a cartoon?
Besides Yoda, what character is even remotely close to warranting their own show?
But there's my point, right? So we agree on that. But then my point is, imagine Bob Iger's telling Favreau, "Hey, John, great job on season 1. Here's what we need you to do for season 2. You need to write me some characters that can make their own shows." Like, how effed up is that? You're literally going into your season 2, which you're just like finding its footing. It's finally cracked. And now like Disney corporate overlords are like, "John, I need like 5 spinoffs out of season 2 and 3 or, you're screwed." To me, that's just so stupid. If a show happens and a character comes out and you're like, "Well, damn, that was cool. I'd love to see his space or her space adventures." then maybe. But to have the come down from a fiscal call, like talking about, here's how we're going to make money, guys. We're going to make sure season 2 and 3 has lots of spin-off characters. That makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, that's garbage.
That's all. So
it's greed. It's corporate greed. I'm with you on that one, though.
So I'm glad you corrected me, because you're right. Clone Wars is a spinoff. Rogue One is a spinoff. Of course, there's timelines in the Star Wars galaxy that, of course, we can still go. Knights of the Republic. Exactly. That's not. You're right. So I'm clickbaiting, and I'm wrong in my term of no spinoffs, but I'm character spinoffs, designing characters solely for the focus of they're going to get their own show. That is garbage.
This guy in your comment section named Ariel, he said the 2 stormtroopers, if they were to survive, that was some funny banter that Taika Waititi used in them final 2 episodes. I could watch a whole movie with just those 2 guys talking and living their life, bro. But
yeah, no, I could too. I don't know what's wrong with your Skype. I keep losing your connection, sadly. But is it my internet? Anyway, you're frozen a lot, but I hear you. But you're right. There is like something about, they did it. It was College Humor did it. They had like, it was called Troopers, and it was like the Stormtroopers were like crazy. But it's true. Like, could you do that its own show? Sure. They're both dead, I think, aren't they?
They died. Yeah,
they died.
Gone. They perished.
It was, and it was what's his name from Saturday Night Live, Adam Pally and Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah,
it was good cameos. All right, so there you go. Issue 1. We've come to I think a fair middle ground where you called me out correctly on defining my word spinoff, but then agreeing no Disney, don't just design characters for this freaking next season. But and then people are calling out saying, no, Clone Wars is great, but Rebels sucks. I still have to. I have to watch them. I guess I have to get into it at some point. If I'm going to enjoy The Mandalorian, those spinoff shows are starting to seem like they probably will get more and more involved because Filoni's going to make them. No.
Yeah, they're going to get more.
Do you like them both?
More there. I didn't see neither one in its totality. I haven't even seen Rebels at all. I've seen some of Clone Wars.
Huh. Weird. Well, sorry. We have a nice freeze frame of Jody's face. I don't know what happened. My internet's full blown. No one else is using my service. Let me go on to part. Yeah, I don't know why it's it
why
keeps
I hate
screwing
Skype.
up. Skype doesn't
agree with me.
It doesn't always like you, but it's the only one that works. Some days it works. All right, so I want to get to issue 2 while Jody figures out what we can do there to solve that. I want to talk about Justice for Han, and how this video I did, the Justice for Han video, was probably my biggest video in ages. 100,000 views.
I've seen that. Congratulations, bro.
But it was like, I was like, really? That's the one? It was just like it's always so weird how something hits, but you get in quick, you get a good angle, you get a good headline thumbnail, and it cracks. So, but thank you for that. But anyway, I want to touch upon it again because I want to make the argument. Jody, tell me if you disagree or agree. I think bringing back Justice for Han is actually saving this movie. I think without it, this might have been, who cares? And now suddenly he's back, and I think a lot of people are engaged, and I'm more intrigued. I'm suddenly a lot more curiouser. What do you think?
Sorry that my camera is not is having issues with this Skype sheet. Everything seems to be working perfectly fine. But you're talking about the character Han, or are we talking about him being in the franchise and me being down with it, or are you talking about me being against it?
I think I'm asking you. I think that because I know you're trying to fix your cam, which we have a still of you. It's a nice still, at least we can hear you fine. I'm saying this Justice for Han, bringing him back into the franchise, to me is saving the Fast and the Furious franchise. I think Furious 9 would not be as exciting and people wouldn't be talking about it as much if Han wasn't in that trailer.
Yeah, more people would talk about it because he's alarming to be at the end of the trailer for shock value. But when you really think about it after the dust settles and you think, oh, what could Han bring back to the family? The answer is nothing. He was never that type of character in any of the Fast and the Furious films in the franchise. I like him. He's cool, but he's a D-lister according to the Fast and Furious family. He barely had any dialogue or epic scenes. His highlight is that he got with Gal Gadot and drove away in Fast 5 at the end.
That's his highlight?
That's his highlight.
That's
so
harsh.
No, he ain't doing nothing. Hey, it's raw, real truth.
All right. Well, I disagree. Can I reset you on Skype? Maybe if I call you back, you think that'll help me?
Yeah, that should work.
Let me try
this.
Sorry,
I want to restart it
because I want to give him a chance. As I sort of talk, I'm going to hang up on you and redo the call. Sorry, guys. There's always something technical, but he makes a good point there. I clearly the Justice for Han has helped attention come back to the series because it's a big twist. But I still think the losing Vin Diesel, that didn't help. I mean, sorry, The Rock. We only have Vin Diesel. I meant only having Vin Diesel and losing The Rock, I think, did affect some fans. Vin is the original originator, and I support him being there. He has to be there. But I don't really. Ludacris, Tyrese, even Michelle Rodriguez, they're all fine. Letty, they're all okay, but they're not like the ones I'm like, yeah, I need more of them. They're all supporting characters. As was Han. But what's so funny and cool about there he is. What's cool about bringing Han back is it just adds to the sort of silliness of it all. There he is. As I was saying, there you go. Jody's back. It looks like it's working. I was saying we lost The Rock. We have Vin Diesel, obviously, but I would argue even Letty, Ludacris, Tyrese, all of those characters, they're just supporting characters that I'm not like as invested in as I was.
So what is Han then?
So what I'm getting at is by losing Han, which I thought was a good moment when they did kill him, because it was like, oh, that was clever. By bringing him back, it suddenly is like, ooh, wait. What happened? What's new? This is shiny and interesting again. Where I just feel like, while I didn't really care that much about him, he's not like the biggest part of that franchise. I am suddenly intrigued to learn more. And what if he's the villain? What if that was all like on purpose and he had done some shady stuff? There's like a lot of plot stuff that could come out that could help justify this excuse. And it just shows us how silly and ridiculous this franchise is. That I'm like, all right, I want to see how crazy this is going to go.
Look, I'm trying to roll with you on this. I'm trying to be open-minded and kind of understand where you're coming from, but you're really trying to make an argument here of why Han is a game changer. Bruh, what are you doing? He's ain't changing shit, bruh. He's never been a game changer, never can be. Like, I only remember a certain amount of scenes with the man. I mean, even when he was a part of the family, they still casted him to the side as a side character. You're talking about Tez, Ludacris, Rome, Tyrese, and the Cypher chick, whatever her name is, all of them are side characters to you. Then what is Han? Because Han took a back seat to all of them, bro. Even though he died and came back to life, I think we've seen that before with another character who was more important than him. What was her name? Oh, Letty. She did that in Furious 4 and came back in
to
6.
It's totally true.
It's already done. I mean, you're doing it again with Han. In fact, I think this looks worse for the franchise because you're doing the dead and come back scene. So now a lot of us in the franchise are like, even dead people don't die. So now you're losing stakes.
I can't argue on you that. The stakes are definitely gone again, as is your Skype feed. But
oh my God, what the freak is going on here?
I don't know. I would have to figure it out. It's never done it this bad. I don't even know what could be, because I see you fine.
My internet is fantastic. It's just this. I just don't like Skype. The Skype is.
I can't. So and Google Hangouts is it's just so much harder for me to do on this.
Gotcha.
With all these templates I have. But what I was gonna say is you make a valid point. Han isn't a lead character. I don't care. Do you really care about the Fast and the Furious franchise anymore?
No, I don't. But I still look forward to it for being one of those. You know how Transformers used to be back in the day when we would just go watch it expecting trash, but expecting to be entertained with popcorn and candy? That's what Fast and the Furious is. It replaced the Transformers for me.
All right, I could see that. But Transformers was always worse to me. Like the first one was fun, but the sequels just got unbearable. It was like I couldn't even understand the action scenes at all. At least Fast and the Furious has a cohesive, even though they're silly, you can at least see the silliness, and you're like, oh, that's stupid, but I like it. Whereas Transformers is literally they're just rolling around as robots. Anyway, all right, so I guess I'm not going to change your mind on this one clearly. I'm losing. Bro. You're changing mine as well as we go. It's like I do think from a marketing standpoint he helped. I think we could agree on that.
Yeah, the marketing was fantastic. Got people talking about it. I'll give you that.
He's helping the marketing. He's making it interesting. I'm curious now. I like this whole but at the same time, is this actually a bad thing that we're like the fans? It's like Sonic redesign. The fans kept like saying Justice for Han, you better do it. And now they're like, I guess we got to bring him back to the dead because the fans are pissed at us. Is this giving into the fans in a bad example?
It's not giving into the fans because look, you said Justice for Han, like people were upset that Han went out like that. I mean, What all 12 of those fans? I mean, what are we doing here, bro?
Dude,
There's it's like
I had
nine of them.
a lot of people watched that video. There was a lot of people talking about how happy they were. I didn't
Well,
realize it either.
that video had an amazing tagline in there. Didn't you say his death explained?
Oh yeah, because I found an article that sort of talked about it, and I wasn't.
That's what got people to watch that video because I wanted to know. I clicked the motherfucker like, oh, what you got? Shoot,
what happened?
So
no, it was a little.
So Han has never been a fan favorite, even though I understand he's Asian and he got his continent on his back. I mean, but at the end of the day, golly, man, he ain't shit. It's like me trying to root for Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen, he's the greatest hero, greatest character in Superman's mythos. Stop it. I sound ridiculous, man. It's all about Superman. It's like me rooting for Oracle to come back in a Batman franchise. It's about Batman, Joker, Harley. Who cares about Han?
All right. While you're doing that, let me try one fix on my end to see if I can get this to work.
And I can't even get it. Oh, now the settings. Yeah, my program is tripping out. I can finally get back into my settings.
There. I tried again. For some reason, I'm gonna. No, it's not gonna work. And we might just have a video-less Jody tonight, as I figured out. Because even if I go to Google Hangout, it'll take me 10 minutes to reset all this stuff. That's a bummer. Oh well.
I'm gonna try something sexy, real sexy and risky.
You're gonna try something sexy while I set up the next. Let's go. While I set up the next one, he'll try something sexy.
I hear everything you're doing.
You what?
I'm glad I can hear you and everything's.
Yeah, we can hear him. That's hearing's more important. All right, well, let's go to justice for Johnny Depp. This is a more complicated story anyway. We probably will agree on this one, but I want to just give it another spotlight.
This one, shit.
You what?
I definitely wanted my face to be on for this one.
Tell me when you're there. Well, I can say. Hold on. Let me see. Can I get Let me do this really quick. Are you on Google Hangouts? Oh wait, try that. I'm
switching to my webcam. I hate the webcam because it's so wide and.
Oh, maybe that's what's happening. Let's try that quickly. If not, I can try and go to a quick Google Hangout.
Yeah, you can do the webcam on me. Do a little zoom action on my face.
Here, we're going to try one more thing as we get into justice for Johnny Depp. As he's setting that up, if you guys haven't watched, there's a bunch of videos. I did a video. There's a really good video by, I forget his name. It's linked in my video that plays all the audio of Amber Heard abusing Johnny Depp. There he is. I got you. You're back. We got your face. So you've heard the audio now, I imagine, Jody. You've played this story. You're paying attention to this. This story is like infuriating because it's like this guy. I believed it. I believed this guy was, he's just some drunken rocker throwing bottles and like, yeah, Johnny Depp must be doing that. And for like, there was a part of me that was like, I really just thought toxic relationship gone bad, none of my business. But I'm sure they're both crazy, right? Is what I thought. And then when you listen to this tape, he is so calm. He's so calm and collected and exactly the Johnny Depp that you really know in your heart. Well, that's what Johnny Depp would be like. And you can hear it because you're like, well, damn, we were so off, and everything that's been reporting on this story has just thrown him under the mega bus because the dude was just in love with this girl. He was like so in love and lost and confused and just completely gaslighted by this girl who was just had him wrapped around her finger and was just abusing him mentally. It's just like, it's so sad. And you see, like, I'm sure he has admitted he's had some alcohol issues and stuff like that, that's tough. That's a tough thing. It sounds like he was working on it, but my God, Amber Heard, something needs to happen. Like, I don't like canceling. I don't believe in canceling. Two wrongs don't make a right. At the same time, like, she's got to come forward. And like, when she then did this to Johnny Depp and came out the way as hard as she did, and then tried to play victim and became like an activist in the press and the media for Time's Up and everything, dude, what a freaking hypocrite. Jody, go.
Yeah, this chick needs to be canceled yesterday. I'm pissed off, bro. And you got a dog in the fight because people tried to get you up out of there, bro. So you have your redemption arc that you're going on too. Chicks like this, bro, are the reason why real people who are victims, people who really went through this shit, are having issues being believed. And that movement of believe her no matter what. Forget about the facts of the case. He did it. He's a man. And Johnny Depp is this nice looking, sensitive looking, passive, introverted type of dude. And along comes a spider that everybody wants to smash because she's fire. She's fire. Is that her?
She's a good looking girl.
Let's not get it twisted. So naturally, people are automatically, and trying to gravitate towards liking her, because let's keep it 100. And she kind of got that pass because she's with Johnny Depp, and a lot of the fans who love Johnny Depp automatically going to give Amber Heard. They got married. That's his wife. And she sat up there, and I saw the video of her in court having a deposition under oath, like lying to the courts, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, and she's wearing this white collar shirt. She has all of the hairspray and gel out of her hair. She's just wearing this nerdy superstar look type to her. She's like a nerd, bro. I'm like, wow, she's playing a game. She finessing out here, bro. She finessed and swindled and hustled and lied and cheated her way. She was beating him, bro. She was beating the shit out of him, biting him, throwing stuff, almost severed his finger off, to calling him a pussy and a punk and a buster. Fight me. Why won't you fight me? Because you're go crazy. I don't want to be around that. No, you won't fight me. Come here. Okay, fine. I just hit you. I didn't punch you. It was a hit. You got hit. You didn't get decked. You didn't get punched. Oh, so imagine if a man got caught on recording saying to his wife, I didn't punch you. I hit you. It's different. So just woman up and just take it. He'll be in jail tomorrow. So why is it that this chick, Amber Heard, who's caught on tape, breaking the law, mind you, because when you lie under oath, that's a crime. This chick needs to be canceled. She needs to lose her Aquaman. She needs to lose every single last. Johnny Depp lost millions of dollars, by the way, because of this. A lot of people turned their back on Johnny, and he lost work because of this. And she sued him for tens of millions of dollars, knowing she was going to finesse the game like this. And I seen a video a couple years back where she was butt naked in her bed. She was like, come home, Johnny, come home, come back to me. That was after she probably beat the shit out of him and he ran away to Mexico or something. And then she sent that video like, come back, daddy, I'm sorry, come hit this pussy. And I'm like, oh my God, this chick is crazy. She's crazy. But you know what? That works for some people. That would probably work for me, because if I was with Amber Heard and she beats me like that, and then I'm like, man, this bitch is crazy. I'm going to Mexico to drink, and I'll open up my phone and she sends me this sexy provocative. I'm like, all right, baby, I'm coming home. I forgive you.
But we've all been there. I think men and women, we've all been there, right? We're in love. We're in love. We're blinded by it.
Abuse, though, bro. This is full-on abuse, and it's not the type of abuse that you're used to, because this pretty little dainty girl is giving haymakers to Johnny Depp, blackening that eye and severing his fingers.
And it's you're totally spot on too, because it's like there are a lot of really good-looking girls out there who play this game. There are. Yeah. It's true. They're not all like that. I don't want to make generalizations, but there is a thing like it's like she expects certain things, and she's with Johnny Depp. She knows her worth, and Johnny Depp's older and whatever, and like, yeah, I love this. He's got style. But the point where I'm so stuck in what triggered me when I listened to it is just the toll, like the mental gymnastics he's got to go through to try and calmly talk to this girl, and he does, and then he drops like totally fair things during this conversation, because we get to like it's kind of uncomfortable. Like I didn't even really want to listen to it. I'm like, this is none of my business. Like you're on a fly on the wall in like a therapy session with them, and typically I wouldn't want to report on it. I'd be like, forget this. But she took him to the cleaners. She disparaged him like crazy. So it's like I don't know how else is this not relevant if you're going to publicly destroy this man's character. I'm sorry, if this comes out, I'm going to listen so I can justify whether this is right or not, because there's no other way people would have believed him. There's no way people would have come to his side and done hashtag Johnny Depp if they didn't have this audio directly with Amber Heard being heard doing what she does. And what just was so disturbing was just her like just spinning it and cycling and just like, he would talk like, don't hit me. Yeah, well, I hit you, but you're missing the point. You're walking out of the conversation. He's like, yeah, because you're hitting me and you're making it take to this point that I don't want to do. Yeah, but you shouldn't ever leave. It doesn't matter, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, yeah, but what about that time you did? Why are we keep talking about the times I hit you? It's like, girl, because that's why you're fighting. It's like, there was no rationalizing. Yeah, go bring it. And Travis is like his security guy, and Johnny's doing the right thing, bringing Travis up to like, hey, Travis, I think I need a witness because this is about to go crazy.
Travis, you see this, Travis? Get her, Travis. Stop
and then she's all like, of course, you and Travis, why don't you go have a three-way? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And she just belittles every little thing he says to try and like knock him down and be superior. And then there he is like trying to have the conversation, and she can't even have it with him. And then at one point, she's like, you need another Xanax. I can tell it's wearing off. She's like drugging him. It's like, it is It is awful. It is awful, awful, awful. And this girl something needs to happen because she should not be the poster child for any abuse thing because she doesn't even understand the amount of abuse she's doing because a lot of people, the physical stuff is massive. Like there's a part of me that's like, he can handle it. I get it, but whatever. I see that point, but still it's never okay. But like, I don't want the mental abuse to get ignored because everyone's focusing on, he's hitting her. There is like serious mental abuse happening. That happens in a lot of relationships. Like the narcissism, the gaslighting, all of that stuff is just like a lot of people, it's.
I feel bad for him, bro. He must really love this woman.
Yeah, and it is, and that's what happens in a lot of these relationships. And whether she knows or not that she's doing it, the fact that this is out there and she can hear and try and learn to be like, girl, you can't, this isn't how a relationship works. You gotta it's a partnership. You gotta help each other. And just because you want to talk doesn't mean you can talk. You have to talk. There's so much to it that it's like, I think it is an important subject to talk about because there are men who get abused and no one believes them and no one wants to come forward because they're made fun of. They're called a, pussy and stuff like she's calling them. Oh, man up, whatever. But that's not cool. So there's nothing to change our mind about. This was just a rant, I think, for both of us.
Yeah,
to
bro.
Go off.
What do you think? I don't know what you think the outcome is going to be of this, bro, but I could bet my left testicle that nothing will happen to her according to what she deserves. I think you might get a couple people, but I want all that same energy against all these other men that have been accused. I want that same energy to go towards Amber Heard. And if it's not, with all this video evidence, this is new, video evidence, with all of this audio video evidence, we gotta see a wave of just straight bashing come at Amber's way. And if it's not, then this is going to wreck. Then all those women, I'm telling you, bro, I'm going to use this as an example because the next freaking celebrity that comes out and says some other actor is a pig and touched them or said something verbal to them, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look to see if this same bitch that's accusing actually went against Amber Heard. And if she didn't, then I don't want to hear nothing that you got to say. I'm good because you guys are attacking all the men, and when women do it, we not saying nothing, bro. Man, freak that shit. This shit is about to kill a lot of these movements, bro, at the end of the day, and I hope it does, bro, because this shit is freaking used as a lightning rod for drama, controversy, and in this situation, straight up extortion for money, bro.
No, totally. It's troubling to me because I have a lot of people, others are going to call me out, but it's like I do believe there was value to the Me Too movement. There were absolutely a pendulum needed to switch a bit in power dynamics. Oh, absolutely. But what happened was, what's happened now, and it happened in my case, it's happened in other cases. Like people just went so extreme to believing one over the other. And just assuming I got to do it. I don't know what to do. And in the early days with my case, is the one I can speak to most of. I'm not trying to make it about me, but I could see it now, and it happens less now, where people aren't as like emotionally triggered as broadly as they were back in 2017 for some of those earlier cases, because people are starting to wise up. They're like, well, wait a second. Some of these weren't fair. Some of these were, some of them weren't. And that's the problem of when you go so extreme. And I think both the left and the right can go there. Everyone gets too extreme sometimes. You got to pause and you got to listen. It's like, look, if Amber Heard comes forward and says, look, Johnny Depp abused me, you got to take that seriously. You do have to attempt to hear that and say, okay, Johnny, what happened? That's you got to go there next. And then
that process right there is not what they did here.
Correct. And
she went to social media and they automatically attacked Johnny Depp and believed her. That's the society we're in. We're in the belief. There is a movement that says believe her. Like literally, just believe her. She's not lying. Just believe her. What kind of bullshit is that? What happened to facts?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like you're absolutely, because the hashtag believe women. Like I understand what that means, and I agree with it. Like we have to believe Amber Heard when she comes forward, right? But you do. You do. You have to believe any. If you come forward or anybody comes forward, it doesn't matter. You have to believe all people is what the difference though is. Because when you say believe all women, what happened was
all people either. You got to believe based on facts and evidence.
Well, no, sometimes you can't. Look, sometimes you can't get the evidence, right? Sometimes you don't. Some people didn't have. I've talked to so many of them who didn't have the text receipts to back it up. Are they lying? Are they not?
You got to talk to other people, witnesses, people, and you take characterizations. You do an investigation. You can't just outright believe somebody.
Due process is all I'm saying. Yes. So my point is I guess believe is the wrong word, right? That's what we're all trying to figure out.
Wrong word.
Listen to everybody, right? Hear everybody is what I think we need to say, not prejudge is what I think believe women was supposed to mean. But correct, but you're right. It's like you can't just believe one gender. and not the other. And you can't just say, yeah, we
Right.
believe you right out the
Yeah.
gate. Like, of
That's
course,
all.
we have to support you and say, oh, that happened to you? That's horrible. Please tell us. We're listening. That's still that's the difference, right? And so it's a very and because they went so extreme with like, no, you must believe all victims, which I understand. This like I get it. It's backfiring because it's not accurate. It's not a way to do it. And social media, everybody else, they jump to a bandwagon. They go on witch hunts. They do it. It happens all the time. And this is an instance where it's just it's blowing up in her face and a lot of other people's faces. And the new media is not freaking covering it. So I think we got to keep bringing this story up as often as we can, so people are getting pissed because he did. He lost pirates. To be fair, he didn't lose. What's it called? Crimes of Grindelwald, the stupid Fantastic Beasts movie. Both Jude Law and J.K. Rowling, from what I'm hearing, stood up for him, because they sort of were like, we're not going to jump into this. J.K. Rowling's gotten into her own bunch of shit because they're like, how dare you say this and that? And she says what she wants because she's like, I've got money. I made Harry Potter, bitch. I don't need to follow the mobs. So I think both of them deserve a serious round of applause for like not because he did that role in Crimes of Grindelwald where he played this guy. What's it? I don't know. I hate Fantastic Beasts. But this character, there was some potential. Like, you got to pull Johnny Depp now. He can't be in the movie, and they stuck to it. They kept him there, and good on them because that would have been
Now watch Johnny come over here and do 5 movies for him.
Right.
Because that's what I'm gonna do. Because when you're down, you find out who your friends and people who are really down for you when you hit drama and who stands in your corner. Everybody else flees, and that's something that you could attest to. A lot of motherfuckers ran from your corner, bro. They don't want to be associated with you at all when your shit happened. So now you know who your friends are. Johnny's the same way. He sees all these people not want to do business with him. Now that Johnny is vindicated and he's continually being vindicated, and he comes back to Hollywood, he knows who not to mess with now. So good for Johnny, bro.
Yeah, and to that credit, there's one comedian, Doug Stanhope, if you guys don't know him. He was the only guy, and he got in trouble for standing up because he's friends with Johnny. He stood up hard for him, and he's been loving this sort of he's working on he's going to do a podcast talking about it all, but he's been spreading the word like crazy. He was tweeting with me and others, but go follow Doug Stanhope if you know of him or watch his stand up. He was fun. He's a funny dude and supported him fully since the beginning. So you got to give respect to folks who you find out did do that. Any other final thoughts you want to add on that before I move on to the next topic?
Yeah,
anybody in the comments? Now's your chance.
We should both use our platforms to keep covering this and following this and staying current, keeping the awareness out. I'll do the same. So I just think the best thing we could do is just keep putting it out.
Yeah, and of course, YouTube isn't helping. They demonetize. Anytime this subject comes up, they flag the video, make it limited so it doesn't get as broadly as big. So everybody's sort of trying to keep this story down. So share the video, this discussion now, tell people to go click it, whatever, watch it. It doesn't matter if we're monetized. It's just an important one to do to spread the word. And there's a lot of other videos out there that do it really well. So go look around if this is something you're passionate about and make sure people are hearing the story. All right, jumping into another, change my mind. Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I did.
Did you hear this new article? Basically, Rick Dalton's fate upon Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is finally revealed. Here's my opinion. I would rather see this movie. I would rather watch Rick Dalton's like sort of next chapter than I did watching the one we got. So here's what he says here. Quentin Tarantino says, ask what happens afterwards. The whole incident, so spoiler alerts, if you didn't see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, mute. I will wave again when it's safe to mute again, and I'll change the camera angle. The whole incident with the flamethrower and the hippies got a lot of play. No one quite knew what a big deal that was, but it was still a big deal, and it's a big deal that he killed him with with that flamethrower, which was the prop for one of his most popular movies. So he starts becoming in demand again. I mean, not in demand like Michael Charzon at that time was in demand, but he's got some publicity, and now all of a sudden, the 14 Fists of McCluskey is playing more on Channel 5 during Combat Week and stuff. And so he's getting offered a couple features, low budget ones, but studio ones. But the thing is, on the episodic TV circuit, he's a bigger name now. He's not quite Darren McGavin. Darren McGavin would have got paid highest. You could get paid as a guest star back in the time, but Rick's about where John Saxon was. Quentin does that. He's getting like, stop dropping all the old episodic actors, and he gets to the point. But Rick's about where John Saxon was, maybe a little higher. He's getting good money. He's doing the best shows, and the episodes are all built around him. So as opposed to doing The Land of the Giants and Bingo Martin, now he's the bad guy in Mission Impossible, and it's his episode. Oh, and he does a Vince Edwards show, Matt Lincoln, or a Glenn Ford Ford show, blah, blah, blah. And that's a big deal because he did Hellfire, Texas with Glenn Ford, and they didn't really get along. But now they bury the hatchet and they make a big deal about the two guys doing it together. And then he does a couple of Paul Wenko's TV movies, and, he's doing okay. So anyway, he goes on and on and on. But this idea, to me, this idea of meeting, Rick Dalton, and then having him go through the sort of the problems that we saw of the movie, but then having him sort of succeed and then watch that downfall again, to me is what I'm saying would have been a more interesting movie. The movie was missing sort of that point at the end, and I feel like when Tarantino's sort of offering this, it's sort of proving he wasn't really done with the story. There's clearly more he wanted to tell, and to me, this is sort of a nice bookend and offers a lot of interesting places it could have gone to sort of see, let's see what happened to Rick. Oh, he succeeded, but of course he's not going to succeed for long, and that downfall would have been more interesting to me. What do you think, Jody?
I agree with some of what you're saying. I disagree with others, but I think we're going to both agree on how we feel about the movie. I really, this is, I hate to say stuff like this, but as a Tarantino fan who has seen all his films, this is his worst one in my opinion.
I agree. We do agree on that. Wow, interesting. I know a lot of people don't agree with us.
I was incredibly disappointed with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Everybody's eating this shit up, and I guess it's because it's a noir timepiece to the Hollywood that he's making a movie for. But my God, Inglourious, Hateful Eight, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. There's just so many Django. There's just so many other films that are just so much far superior to this movie that didn't even get nominated for anything. So I feel like this is a Leonardo DiCaprio instance where Leo had so many epic scenes as an actor, and then he just got snubbed so much that by the time The Revenant came out, they just gave it to him because he's overdue for one. I feel like that's what this movie is for Quentin Tarantino at this point. So the story and the time and everything with it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was what I expected something totally different. I expected something bigger and better, and then I was just given a bland story about Hollywood and the huge murders and the mass murder that happened in that house. And he did his Tarantino flip at the end, but the movie was anticlimactic. That was the least Tarantino movie. Like the tropes and the style that Tarantino normally uses, especially with dialogue. You always get that one stationary scene where an epic piece of dialogue takes place. The diner in Pulp Fiction. In Django, it's the dinner table with Calvin Candy. In Inglourious Basterds, you have the bar scene in the basement. Every Tarantino, in Hateful Eight, you got the dinner table where they talking about after he killed old boy. Every Tarantino movie had Reservoir Dogs. You have the table scene. Every movie that Tarantino has, you got that little scene of great, amazing, fantastic dialogue that's just riveting and blows your mind. In this film, he was targeted and aimed towards something else. And and listening to what you just read about, I wouldn't agree that the movie should have been just about that. I would agree that they should have added that into the movie and skipped over the whole beginning part of the film, giving homage to Hollywood, cut 30 minutes out of the beginning of the movie, and just add in that post after he burns them alive, and then add his career bouncing back on top, and then end that shit on a high note. Now you got a better movie.
Yeah, or you ended on a high note of it's not going to last. You could still end ambiguously of cool, he's riding this short wave that's keeping him alive, but we then show some sort of sign of it's all going back down again. No, you can't sustain this in this world. It would have been an interesting reason for it all. It would have given it a purpose, I feel like. So I'm with you. Everything you said, it didn't have that moment. I agree. And then at the end, when it sort of tried to become the revisionist history, it was just such a weird, out of nowhere scene where I'm like, what? Why are they walking around this one neighborhood? And it just was so, it was
off. It was
meandering.
So not him.
Yeah, it was. I actually liked the Bruce Lee scene with Brad Pitt probably the best, and it wasn't even a great scene. But at least
that's sad.
It was at least interesting. Sad. I'm watching this stereotypical Bruce Lee, I can kill you, and then Brad Pitt just kind of decking him and not caring and losing the gig. Yeah. That was probably the most interesting part. I still can't believe Brad Pitt's gonna win a friggin' Oscar for this movie. He's gonna win an Oscar for playing himself. He's done, dude.
No, he's not.
Dude,
he's not gonna win
$20.
I got $20. He does not win that Oscar.
Okay, he's winging the Oscar.
Win that Oscar? No freaking way. How is that best supporting actor? Look at the Oscar categories this year, Andy. They're trash.
One of us will have to do a super chat on the other. $20 after this weekend.
Super chat done. PayPal done, bro. I take that bet. No way he should win Best Supporting Actor.
We didn't say should. We didn't say should, but he will.
He won't. No, he won't. I have faith that there's people in Hollywood that know good performances, and that wasn't it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I mean, I liked him. He was fine, but best supporting actor, like 12 Monkeys, he was great. There was a bunch. He's done good roles, but to get it, this is a courtesy win. They're like, yeah, give it to him.
Story? Have you seen Marriage Story?
I didn't like Marriage, but yeah, Ray Liotta, Alan Alda, both were better than him in that movie.
Bruh, but I'm talking about Marriage Story, the lawyer.
Ray Liotta. Oh, you mean Laura Dern?
Laura Dern.
Yeah.
She's getting nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Yeah. What? What are we doing?
I don't know.
What is going on?
She was fine, but she's not gonna. She shouldn't win. She shouldn't win either.
Exactly. Have you seen Richard Jewell?
Yeah. Kathy Bates was better.
Kathy Bates was better, but still, Kathy Bates.
No, I liked Scarlett Johansson and JoJo. She really surprised me.
I need to watch that movie.
Jojo Rabbit. That her turn. I don't want to give it away or talk about too much about it, but I had never seen her act like that.
Really?
She plays it dramatic. She plays it dramatic and funny as a mom, and I'd never seen her play a role like that. It was really, really well done. It really hit. Better. Marriage Story, I just hated her character a lot, and she has some big scenes for sure, but she's just playing like an annoying actress, and I couldn't connect. But when she's a much better mom in Jojo Rabbit. It was a way better role. So, but it's I liked it. You should check it out. But yeah, I'm with you. But we'll see what happens. If Justin Lee, if he wins, I'm never watching the Oscar again. I mean, come on, there've been way worse moves. Why are you still watching the Oscars? That shouldn't be the one that turns you. All right, what was I have here? Oh, so here, let's do one good story, shall we? Did you see the teaser poster for Bill and Ted?
No, I did not.
Oh man, I have it up here. Bill and Ted. Face the Music in theaters summer 2020. Seeing the phone booth come back because they didn't really have the phone booth used as much in Bogus Journey. Seeing the phone booth come back, I'm like, does that mean we're gonna finally like go back through history and get some people? I'm jazzed. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I've seen a little bit. I've seen the Super Bowl commercial. I didn't see Keanu in that motherfucker.
Well, no, that was a Walmart commercial.
Right, yeah, Walmart. Yeah, it was Walmart. But
that was a Walmart.
I saw the other guy, but I didn't.
He was there. They did like young Alex Winter and old Alex Winter.
What is this? Is it a sequel? Is it
so? This is the part 3.
Relaunch?
This is part 3. Bill and Ted part 3. They're older and they can't write the song, so they're like, all right, Bill and Ted, you're supposed to write that song that's going to change the world, and they're like, we can't figure it out. And so they have to apparently go back and figure out how to do the song. And it's them in their older age, and they have daughters now. And the daughter. So anyway, I saw the photos of them together. I'm just like, it's one of those. It's totally a rememberberry, and it's totally a nostalgia play. But the fact that Keanu's back, the fact that they're doing it, and they're gonna like, whoa, and they're doing it as old guys trying to like figure out.
This could be really good or really, really bad.
Yes. But I'm being optimistic. I like what I see so far. The poster made me excited. But yes, it could easily turn into a very big disaster. But Death's back from part 2, which I thought Bogus Journey was underrated. It's a weird friggin' movie. But I'm excited for this. So there we go. That's all I'll say. I want to go to this story to end on. 20th Century Studios has now become 20th Century Fox has now become 20th Century Studios. And so I've seen some articles and I've shared this. Basically, people in Hollywood are saying 20th Century Studios diminished future. I don't think the label means anything anymore. I got to agree. I think 20th Century Fox was a thing. And now that Disney's bought them, 20th Century Studios means nothing. Why even have it? Like, what is the point? Just make more Disney movies or come up with a more adult brand. You're either a Disney or you're a that. But it's like, I don't understand this, like trying to keep 20. Apparently Avatar will still be a 20th century.
I disagree with that then.
20th Century Fox could be, or 20th Century Studios will become Avatar, which I don't understand why they wouldn't just put it under Disney since Star Wars is under Disney.
Oh no, it can't do that.
Why not?
Well, because Avatar is too adult for Disney.
How is it more adult than Star Wars?
Shows Star Wars? Blood, number 1.
Dude, Avatar 2 and 3 is about kids.
Bruh, sex, bro. They had actual sex in Avatar, bro. They were bumping uglies. They're not going to show
tails.
That. I mean, but it was sexual. Like if you look at they bend over, their parts are showing. They don't show it, but
someone help me in the comments. That's crazy. There's got to be something on Disney Plus that has as much romance as Avatar does.
Nope. Sorry, Jack. Disney Plus and Disney do not take it there, and they need 20th Century Studios in order to make and release their rated R content. It's great marketing. It's separating the brands from kids Disney to adult 20th Century Pictures, and it's Disney at the end on the back end getting all the money. So I think it's fantastic marketing. I think it's a great idea, and you need separation to release a new Predator in 5 years, another Alien movie down the line when Ridley Scott dies, and you can finally make it good again. A lot of other movies that Fox own, Avatar and stuff alike, that you got to release under the Fox brand, under the 20th Century brand, that you don't want to put on. No one's gonna want to see a Terminator movie, Alien movie with a Disney logo on the front of it. What is that? That's
no. But I guess
tasteful.
no, you're right. All that's fair. So let me clarify what the thing says. Under new 20th Century Studios, they'll release about 4 movies a year. Theatrically,
Okay.
down from as many as 6 to 7, and focus equally, if not more so, on making content for Disney Plus and Hulu. Fox's Marvel movies, such as Deadpool, now fall under Marvel Studios. So apparently, Deadpool wouldn't be 20th Century Fox; it's going to be Disney. That'll be interesting to see how they pull that off. But anyway, and so this what's her name? Watts. What's her first name? Emma Watts, who was sort of leading 20th Century Fox, has now left because she's realizing there's just nothing to do there. She has to she can't get movies greenlit under Disney because they're like, no thanks. They only care about the sort of big franchises. And she was the one who worked closely with Ryan Reynolds to bring Deadpool to series, and now they're like, sorry, Kevin Feige's doing it. So she's like, well, screw all of you. But anyway, 20th Century Fox is literally just going to become, Home Alone straight to Disney Plus. That's what they're doing. It's like she basically got them to finally approve The Last Duel, which is Ridley Scott's new next movie starring Adam Driver, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. She also got Call of the Wild, which is coming out with Harrison Ford, Kingsman, she kept alive, and New Mutants, and then The Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds because of their relationship with Deadpool, Death on the Nile, and then West Side Story, Spielberg's new movie. That's all that's in there. And then basically now they're in active development as Cheaper by the Dozen reboots for Disney Plus, Home Alone, and some R-rated John Cena comedy, Vacation for Friends for Hulu. So that's sort of what 20th Century Fox now has become. And to me, it's like, it's just now, who cares? It should just be called like Disney adult or like Disney grown up. Like
no,
it's
Disney.
Not,
You
I
can't
don't
do that.
But it's not, why repurpose a brand that actually meant something with movies like Fox Searchlight, all these like independent, and they took a lot of chances. They made serious movies. And now it's all just under like, these are the movies that Disney's not sure about, but they need to have some adult stuff for Hulu. And once in a while, put something out theatrically. It just feels like it's second fiddle. It doesn't feel like it's like, why even do it? Why not own Disney and be like, fine, 20th Century Fox films, go out somewhere, somebody else make those movies.
It's the public eye. It's how the public looks at it, bro. What I really believe that 80% of the general public who go and watch movies have no idea that Disney owns Fox. That's how dumb the public is when it comes to stuff like this. So having 20th Century Studios, people are going to actually think that Fox rebranded itself and made something new. And now you have an audience of people that will watch adult, hard PG-13 and rated R content on 20th Century Fox 20th Century Studios. And you have that brand, but Disney still owning it on the background. And then you have your kiddie stuff with Disney. And you just can't put adult content on. That's why they're keeping it alive. They have no choice, I believe. Disney will not bring that R-rated or PG-13 hard version to Disney. It's not happening, bro. Like my man's was in the chat just asking a question. When's the last time you saw characters have sex in the MCU? You never seen a character have sex in the MCU. Not once, bro. 23 movies, and not one time did they lay down with naked bodies or half naked bodies showing a bare chest of a man. What is that? That's ridiculous, man. I want that real shit, bro. Keep that 20th century shit alive so I can still see my Predator, so I can still see Alien down the road, and
but
all
that's
those
the
other
thing.
movies that you named.
You're not going to see that stuff.
Yes, you will. I guarantee you Predator will come back, and I guarantee you Alien will come back in the future. It's going to come back.
I
guarantee that.
Well, you know what? You
I
know
bet
where you
that
changed my
$20
mind?
I'm gonna lose on that Tarantino. Man.
This show is all about us hearing each other's opinions and trying to change each other's mind. And you did change my mind on one point because you made me realize, you know what 20th Century Studios is? It's like their ghost Twitter account. We're like, we don't want to be known as we don't want to be known as Disney. We got to be able to release some movies where we don't have that Disney like, oh god, Disney's doing everything. Exactly. And you're right, not everyone knows, and so they'll be like, yep, oh yeah, it's 20th Century. Like who knew Ford versus Ferrari was 20th Century? I didn't realize like that's a Disney movie now. And the fact that they don't have to like stamp that movie Disney makes it a little cooler. So I'll give you that. There's a value to the 20th Century Studios to sort of let some legitimate, other fare come out without the stink of Disney corporate structure, even though it's going to have it. But that's where I'm stuck of like, it means nothing to me because it's literally just a dumping ground for stuff that they have left over so far. And I'll be very impressed if they actually invest in that arm. And if they do, then great. But I guess what I was just arguing is I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to invest a lot of money.
They will.
Because they make all their money on the children's stuff.
You're right. I think that'll change though, Andy. I think that they're using it as a dumpster fire, a dumpster truck right now. And what happens if Fox invests for the fiscal year of 2020, they broke down $300 million for all those movies, and those movies got $3 billion. And it shows that it actually is turning profit. Disney's going to look at that. They will exploit that. And I predict that in the next few years, Disney will start to utilize that 20th Century Productions company and start throwing money at it and releasing heavy R movies that a lot of the public doesn't know Disney is capable of.
That would be good. So if they do that, I think we're all on the same page. And Michael Bryce, thank you for the comment. Weird. They F with things. They connect to animals. I don't fully understand what he's trying to say there.
Yeah, me neither.
But I love you, Michael. Thank you.
Shout out to Michael.
Sorry. If you try and do it in the regular chat, I'll try and find you quick. You have a badge so I can find you. For those of you who like those sexy badges, you can go hit join and get those nice badges. And join over in Jody's corner as well. But I want to do one more. This is a hot button topic. I'm curious your take on it. But before I do, I want to do a quick plug. Guys, who's in Charlottesville? Or no, not Charlottesville. It's just Charlotte, North Carolina. Who's in Charlotte, North Carolina? Because I'm going to be there on Valentine's Day weekend. 14th of February through 16th. I'm coming down to North Carolina for the Mad Monster Party. Guys, Edward Furlong's going to be there. This cast of Scream. Carl Weathers himself from Mandalorian. A lot of fun people are going to be there. And we're doing a horror-themed Nerd Wars live on stage. I'm going to be doing some Change My Mind Nerd Editions again, which I haven't done in a while, with me and the big things, the
nice
Comic-Con version of the show. So stay tuned. Lots of fun stuff happening. But if you guys are in Charlotte, Carolina, hit me up on social media. Let me know you're going to come down. You can go get tickets. Go to madmonster.com. Click on Carolina and join us in a couple weeks over there at Mad Monster Party. It's going to be very fun. But all right, that was my plug for my stuff. If you guys, I don't even know if any of my fans are in North Carolina, but I'm curious. So hit me up. But here's the last story. Rocker D. Snyder attacks Shakira and Jennifer Lopez's Super Bowl halftime show. Jody, I want to hear your thoughts on this. D. Snyder said, beginning to pole humping, ass slapping, ass shaking end. If that's the requirements for halftime show, none of the rock bands I know or will can do that. Just saying. He's giving them all crap for being, I refuse to shake my ass or let someone slap it on a stage. He is not happy for his kids and everybody else, saying that this was gross. This is just stupid and sick. Jody, what do you think?
Are you talking about this rock star that looks like he's been dead for a decade?
Yep.
If you
Twisted
talk about this
Sister,
old
yep.
man, this old rocker who probably ate bats and drank bat blood and had sex with animals and shit in his rock career, shut the freak up, whoever that guy is. Get the freak out of here with that shit. Imagine some of the nasty shit that he's done in his career. Washed and done and a hater, bro. He sound like he's mad and salty, bro.
I was going to say, I loved that halftime show. I'm going to say it.
I love that halftime show.
It was fantastic. And go ahead.
It's dropping on my channel as soon as we're done with the live. I did the reaction in the studio, and it's already uploaded to YouTube. It's going to be on my channel within the hour, guys, to check that out, my reaction, because I was building the studio, and I didn't have time to watch it, and I just watched it an hour ago, Andy. I'm glad that you have this topic here, because that live show was fuego, bro.
Yeah, no, look, I have a special lady from Puerto Rico, and so I have a Latina in my life. So I watching
Ah,
with them and family of sort of seeing how
yeah,
important
man.
that all was. Like it I think people don't understand how in Latin culture there's just differences, right? And people are just more like everybody in her family is like is just huggy and like loving, it's like just a different type of thing. And I see all these just like white guys in the South be like, oh, dare they go and shake their butts and be all happy, and like it is this weird thing where I'm like,
Okay, boomer.
exactly, and they don't understand, like, you are sexualizing it. You at
Oh
home when
my
you're watching,
god,
staring at her ass, saying, "Oh, look at their ass," and you're sexualizing it. They're not. They're
man, he
like,
didn't slap it.
it's like no one even slapped the ass. They were just shaking their ass. And Shakira was doing some amazing stuff. What is her Lebanese, like the tongue thing, which everyone made fun of, was like a real thing. So anyway, there was just a lot of interesting stuff there that I thought was really, for their culture, like good for them. Like what the hell, they're allowed, do it. Mass respect. I thought it was a really fun show, and I didn't have any problems with it at all. And I thought, do what you got, do what you do. And it was also just very hypocritical because none of those people were complaining when Adam Levine was all naked on stage, rubbing around, doing whatever the hell he was doing last
Yeah,
year.
bro. What are they? This guy's a freaking hater, bro. These rock stars do some of the most bat crazy shit on stage, pissing on people, spitting on people, jumping on people, farting on people. Them trying to whiff his fart. I mean, this shit is. Man, this guy needs to go. Shut the freak
Yeah,
up. He
let
sounds
Shakira
like
shake her ass. Who
yeah,
cares?
so what, bro? How many freaking strippers
Any
you had in your hotel room after a concert, bro?
Well,
How many trannies and shit you done had, bro?
Well, I was
For
gonna say
real.
beyond that, it's like any 12-year-old who's like, "Why is J Lo pole dancing?" Like, why does she know it's pole dancing? You need to work on being a better parent.
I definitely wouldn't say that's for kids, though. Kids shouldn't watch that
No,
half time.
no, but I'm just saying they also don't need to know it's pole dancing, right? It's like there's a difference of just like you could go to a Cirque du Soleil show
Right,
and they're
right,
gonna
right.
do similar moves, is what the reality of it is, right? And is that a pole dancing strip show?
Right.
Now look, it was a lot. It was she clearly wanted to use her hustler moves that she spent years training for and didn't get the Oscar nom. So she knew Shakira was going to bring the hips and everything, all the dancing that she does. So J Lo's like, I guess I got to bring my stripper pole moves because I just trained for that movie. And I could see like maybe take the pole away and do some other dancing. I can at least see that point. But I don't feel like she was like doing it in such an egregious
She
way
didn't
that
even do any stripper dances really
no,
on that pole.
exactly. It,
That's what I'm saying. So it was fine. I
yeah.
think that was a nod to her film.
Yeah, she learned all the
That's what I
moves.
think.
She's like, I got to show these off. I'm up against
Yeah,
Shakira, who knows how to friggin' dance.
exactly. She probably trained for 3 months learning those pole moves for that Hustlers movie. You better believe she gonna put that shit to work while she still remembers it.
Yeah, and as I see here, Johnny Jal Jalapeno says, but just comparing, like she is 50 years old, J Lo, fire, like good for
That's
her, man.
amazing.
I don't know
Can't
what
believe
she's
she took
doing
it.
or eating or whatever, but whoo,
I was shocked that Shakira's 43 with kids.
yeah. Good. Anyway,
Oh,
more power to them. They have
yeah,
earned
man.
the right to do whatever the hell they want on that stage,
Yeah.
and there were a lot of people worldwide that were just thrilled for that show. And I thought they did a great show. It was a good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Shakira is bent over, spread open. J Lo's bent over, spread open. What booty are you burying your face into first? You can only bury it into one though.
I mean, I just know J Lo more. I feel like just because I'm not, I didn't know Shakira's recent because it's more, Spanish stuff. Just for the sort of to know what Ben
Correct.
Affleck did. Probably the curiosity of just knowing, whatever, like what was all the A-Rod, everybody else. I would do it from just from a cred point of view. If you're making me
Cred.
pick.
You know what, brother? I'm gonna be neighbors. I'm gonna be right there next to you in Shakira's.
There you go. Fair enough.
I'm
But
ready to die
hey,
and
to
suffocate
each of
right
their
there.
husbands, bravo.
Respect.
Respect to their husbands. But yeah, no, I thought it was a really fun show. It was a good thing, and
was a
that's
good
it
show.
made people happy. That's like, why are we not trying to knock people being happy? Don't make your kids watch football then. Like all the violence you're okay with, but some ass shaking you're not okay with. Just tell them to leave the room if you're really having a problem with it, and shut up. But there you go. Everyone's voting. Shakira.
Hey,
Shakira. Oh, baby, don't you
Shakira,
talk like
Shakira.
that. This should have been the headline of the show.
She
Dude,
was
she's
fire,
great.
bro.
I got I've been listening to her. Like she's good, man. That Tips Don't Lie with Wycliffe is a jam, man.
She's a certified global pop star icon.
Yeah,
I saw her.
she
has
is a
aura
legend,
around
and
her
people
pop-
don't realize it. And what I love
Yeah,
about her,
yeah.
she does not give an F. She did what she wanted. She is mature and positive in her own skin, and she just knows, like, yeah, I don't give a crap. Yeah, I want to do the Super Bowl so I can do a new world tour and get a lot more press. She's She's smart. She knows what she's doing. She doesn't let the haters get to her.
A couple of years ago, I'm gonna say this in my reaction, but I'll say it here again. A couple of years ago, I looked into social media active. Shakira was the #1 followed social media, more than Beyonce, Taylor Swift, all of them. I think arguably Shakira is the biggest icon on the planet right now.
Yeah.
Like
worldwide, yeah.
Concerts, yeah, worldwide. Yeah,
if Pitbull wants to call himself Mr. Worldwide, Shakira is absolutely Mrs. Worldwide, and I'm probably more worldwide than Pitbull.
Facts.
He just says it. He just coined that term himself. I want to see some facts to that. But anyway, there we go. Nothing to change our mind about. Even the comments are agreeing. I love that. So
bro.
It was a good show, and I just see some idiots out there, like including D. Snyder, trying to like hate on the parade. And it's like, come on. Why do we got a problem with this? This is stupid. The Nova says, old man pick equals dried up Meryl Streep and death becomes her. He does. He does look like.
He looks so grim, bro.
Look at that. Like, it looks like someone from the Addams family. I don't want to look shame him. He's old.
He looks like someone made him up like that in a film to be a zombie who eats somebody. That's his regular everyday look.
It is. And look, it's like, don't come out judging other people is all the point is. Then you open yourself up to the criticism just right back at it. But there we go. Everyone seemed to be digging it. I liked it. Good on them. And that's going to be a hard one to top next year. Who do you pick for next year's Super Bowl halftime show? I still want Weird Al. Weird Al Yankovic would put on a hell of a show.
Give him a 5-minute scene, but I would go with somebody sexy, somebody that's really, really sexy. I'm not going to say a Cardi B or nothing like that. Maybe a Rihanna. Maybe a Rihanna can help. Remember Rihanna?
She's due for like a, yeah. Oh, they got her to come back.
Oh, they got to come back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get some Rihanna, do some sexy little shit.
Get her to do something political up top so she's happy and can cross it off the list, and then she can get into her hits. That would be pretty big. And it's like she's coming back, and the NFL's shaking hands with her. We're going to do some good. That's not a bad idea. They're going to have to, given how this was a very highly rated. Even though there's criticism, there's always criticism. This was highly talked about. People are very happy with that.
This performance was on YouTube. I saw it yesterday. It was at 48 million views on YouTube. Just the 15-minute performance. I checked it today. 78 million.
Oh, it's going to keep going. I mean, everyone always says Prince is the best one, right? But I still think
it's fire.
That's still fire. When it started raining during Purple Rain, like that was just that. And now that he's passed away, like that's going to be a hard one to ever top. But if we're talking best Super Bowls, I do think these two are going. This one will fall in line in the top 5. Easily, and so it's going to be a hard one to follow up next year. But there we go. Good one to end on. I'm glad we could end on a positive note. Thank you for joining me, Jody. I had to do this early because I'm going to a Birds of Prey event here in Tampa, and I'll be seeing the film tomorrow night, and then I'll be joining joining you right after. We're doing the 10 o'clock. Is that what we said, my time?
Yeah, so 7 p.m. West Coast, Yin and Yang. That's when it'll take place. Andy, I want to know what you think about BOP.
We're going to do it.
Get a chance.
We're going to do it. When is the embargo? When is the embargo? Do we know?
Wednesday
morning.
This Wednesday at 9 a.m. West, so 12.
So all right. So once I'm done, I'll be able to. So because I'm gonna want to jump and review it pretty quickly after with you, but I'll give you my initial thoughts and we'll do something right on the air. But yeah, absolutely, we'll talk about it on Yin Yang tomorrow night. Birds of Prey initial reactions. So join us there over on Jody's Corner. Link is in the description down below. So go subscribe. Thank you guys for the support tonight, watching and joining me early. I'll be back tomorrow, like I said, Yin Yang 10 p.m. and then Nerd Wars. I've got a good episode cooking for 7 p.m. Stay tuned. We got Dick Masterson of the Dick Show. He was a blast when he did his Mandalorian episode. So come on back, watch him working on who he's going to fight with. Stay tuned. But lots coming, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go subscribe to Jody. Have an awesome night, everybody. And I will be back with more content this week throughout the week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Deuces.